Alright, so much like the young guy at the piano bar, I take requests on this vlog, particularly for advice, because I am fantastic at giving advice. I am shit at running my own life, but I am so good at running yours. So if you have other questions you need answered, talk to this one. This first one came from a good friend of mine, and it is a question that may benefit all of you guys to hear a particular answer to, or not, but hey, we got a couple minutes, so let's do it. The question is basically how to get him to commit. So, I am the worst person to ask about this because I am the non-committer and I run the non-committee, all right? I have operated my entire life of romantic relationships through a series of one-night stands and fuck buddies, and I know how to get him to not commit, which is to immediately have sex with him, and then you don't have to even commit to knowing his name. But as a non-committer, I felt that I could give a little perspective on the non-committer. Now, I'm going to go ahead and take full liberty of projecting here because it's a fucking vlog. That's what you do. So, non-committers, I think, typically have some kind of brokenness, relationship brokenness. They have a lack of trust, and underneath it, they have a lack of trust in themselves. I think that, at least for me, the fear of commitment is the fear of actually being seen, the fear of knowing you're going to fail somehow. And I think non-committers think they're going to fuck it up. Doesn't matter if you've been with them for 6 months, a year, several years, whatever, and they've been doing it fine as long as there was no contract to be signed, no commitment, you know, we can walk away at any time, they're good. But the minute we've got to up the ante, they get a little wormy, squirmy, like, I don't know, because we think we're going to fuck it up, right? It's easy enough to stop smoking and just do it every day, but to quit smoking is like, I'm not a quitter. You mean forever? I think that's why people in AA say one day at a time, right? Because you can commit to that, right? As opposed to a long-term thing. I think that non-committers feel like they're just going to ruin it somehow, or that you're going to actually finally see the real them when they've peeled off the last mask and you're going to go, oh my God, I've made a mistake. The non-committers think it's about them, right? And their faults and their brokenness, and you can do all you want to reassure them, to tell them that you love them, that you're going to be there for them, that it's forever to you, that they're wonderful, that you see them and know them, and all of that is good and important and they need it. But unless they're telling that to themselves, you might as well just be screaming into the wind of a nuclear winter for all the good it's going to do. So what I think is a solution to this is to shift the focus back to you. To say, you know, what it's going to do for you, what it's going to make you feel like, because people who are non-committers, or at least the broken, the shame protecting, the soul wandering non-committers, who want to commit but don't actually ever want to let themselves experience glory and goodness, because that's what they're truly afraid of, not of the actual failure, but of what happens when it succeeds, because they're not really used to it. If you can shift the focus back to you and say, this is what it's going to do for me, and I know you, and I know you well enough to know that you want to do this for me, that you care about me, and that you can do this for me, and if you can and you want to, then why shouldn't you? Who doesn't want to be a hero, right? Who doesn't want to come through for someone else? I mean, they'll give the glory and honor to someone else that they would never honor themselves with, right? I mean, we do this all the time. We, you know, elevate and exalt people in a way that we can never do to ourselves in a mirror. So I think if you can just bring it back to, this is how it's going to make me feel, and this is what it's going to do for my life, and this is something I need. I think that that's helpful, as opposed to assigning blame or shame or guilt, because they already have that already, and they're just going to pull away from that and try to crawl inside of a Jim Beam bottle. I think the other thing, just sort of on a general even playing field, is to kind of give them a picture of what it's going to do for the both of you. Like, how is having a commitment, whatever that is, and defining that as important, if that's, you know, living together, if that's marriage, if that's partnership, if that's a joint bank account, if that's whatever. Defining what that is important, but also to say what that's going to be like and what that's going to do for the both of you and how much better it's going to be. I mean, who doesn't want awesomer? We all want awesomer, right? So to show someone this is how it's going to be awesomer for the both of us, and this is how it's going to be awesomest for me, I mean, who doesn't want to do that? That's like a win-win-win-win-win-win-win. So, try to stay away from the, but like, why won't you do it? But why? But like, you could ask why until, you know, your lips fall off your face. And there are a million whys in the world, and they'll never all be answered. So I think that if you just sort of show them the how it's going to be better for both of you, how it's going to be better for even just you, and what it's going to mean, that's a little bit more concrete. And I think that they can slowly rise to that challenge, because that's a lot more practical and stays out of the big ideal realms, which eventually lead us all back to, oh, why am I so shitty? Or maybe everyone isn't as self-doubting and in recovery from self-loathing like I am, but I kind of think we all are.